So we mentioned in another video that me and dude on the brink of death went to downtown only to discover what we already knew, that it blew massive chunks out my ass end. But it serves reiterating. Here's the thing: we're still in this Corona, restriction phase. So what already blew threefold when we went, because downtown is usually this bustling city of fucking cheap garbage, right? Already sucks. But add to that element of at least somewhat spontaneous surprise. Add to that, or I should say subtract from that, all that could possibly squeezed out as entertainment. And what you got left is, one or two shops in like a 3-block stretch that are open, and they all fucking suck.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing with, I find it's not even, it's not even restricted to areas like this. It's just in general, at least here in our neck of the woods, where if there's a lot of shops, like 99% of them have to be clothing stores.
Yeah.
And I realize, what is that? I realize that, clothing is important, i.e. nobody wants to see us naked, but 99% of the shops are clothing? Like, how much clothing can you buy?
Yeah.
I realize chicks do this all the time, but that's because chicks look good in clothing. Different kinds of it. And for some reason, there's this societal pressure for chicks to look different each time you see them. And I'm behind that. But the point is, what the fuck, man? Do we need 100,000% of the stores in the world to be clothing stores?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So this is downtown. Tons of shitty clothing stores, and then the clothing sucks. It's not even good. So what's even the point?
Yeah, dude, I remember I bought a freaking Rey Mysterio shirt and a John Cena shirt when I was a kid.
I remember that.
And they were like, they didn't even have colors, dude. They had like some sort of bizarre orange that has only been seen in a distant alien planet. And white. Not even black and white.
I remember when you outgrew those shirts, Mom cut out the Rey Mysterio, picture it had on them. And, when I got out of prison, years and years later, there was just a bunch of stuff everywhere, and the questions were like, is this yours? Is it not yours? And one of the things she asked, is this yours? Was that cut out? And I'm like, you mean a random piece of cloth with a fucking guy on it? No, that's not mine. Anyway, that's the kind of quality clothes you get over there.
Yeah.
So we were walking around, man, here to make it fucking 10 times worse, is that you had to walk like 7 million blocks between stores, is the fact that the sun in Texas is unbearably hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're looking at 105 degrees weather here, Fahrenheit. Sucks, okay? And then there was humid on top of that. Sucks even more. So we're walking, imagine me, ball of grease, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like tumbling down streets in this, horribly oppressive weather to see garbage.
Yeah.
I don't care how close to death this guy is. There's only enough bullshitting I can do before I go, fuck this.
Yeah, dude.
It sucks my nards. You know what I'm saying?
And you're like a freaking no-nonsense person when you go out, too. I find that a lot of the times, like, there's a bizarre pressure to hurry up when you're there.
Yeah, I don't like to dilly-dally.
I'm like, damn,
I like
homie.
to dilly-dally in some places.
You do.
But it's rare.
And it's weird. It's like, damn, homie, we could go here where there's like a bunch of things to see.
Like, what's a place where I dilly-dally according to you?
Damn, we haven't done it in forever, but it used to be Barnes & Noble. Remember that shit?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, Barnes & Noble's got books, so it's got, like most places, they got bulk amounts of certain things. In Barnes & Noble, each, the chances of coming across 10 of the same book is pretty rare. So you kind of got to look through a little bit. Plus, they're like miscellany, like toy section. There's hidden treasures there if you look hard enough. So I think I get a pass on the dilly dally there. I think you think that I dilly dally at the Lesbos comic shop. I got that impression once.
I feel like it's a mutual dilly dallying between us.
Yeah,
for some
I
reason.
feel like I dilly dally more than you is the way I should say it.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
sometimes you are like, we can leave now.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
like 90%.
I'm still
of the time.
looking at this Lesbo shop,
Yeah,
and the reason
and they always have the same things too. So
I don't know
well,
what
not always, but
I don't know what it is about this shop that makes me dilly and dally.
it's
I don't know
pretty
what
weird.
it is.
By the way, that's their names, Dilly and Dally.
Dilly and Dally, the licking Lesbos.
Yeah.
I think it's because I fear that you're gonna burn a bridge there too, and then that's it. We're out of comic shops.
I've only burned one bridge.
You burned 2 bridges, 3 really. Counting. Nah, I'm gonna get. No, you burned 3. No,
3?
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you the 2 because one of them closed down technically, but I have a feeling we're going down the burning bridge.
One.
How about the other? How about the most recent shop where we had
That's
a pool?
not a burned bridge.
I mean, the guys reopened for 2 months.
Well, homie didn't freaking message me.
I mean, it's on this fucking page. Like, hey, I'm reopened now.
Well, I'm not on Facebook.
Oh man, so we burned that fucking thing right there.
Nah,
The point
homie.
is,
Nah, that dude's cool. He'll be like, all right.
we're gonna have to pull out the "we got sick" card. Like, hey man,
Well, no, dude.
fat
I think
homeboy over here got
fe-
fucking corona or
I
some
feel
shit.
like not dilly dallying. Not going out to places and buying shit is excused during a freaking pandemic.
Yeah, we got the pandemic card. I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
But we gotta pull some BS because the guy's been open forever, and I was like, damn, homeboy just burned another bridge, and that's a good shop because they got the good back stock.
They do got the good bad stock.
And I was like, damn, homie. And he cuts us deals all the time. I'm like, damn, homie.
Well, just freaking pull out my cousin got that Rona. Nah, cause no one cares about
Nobody
cousins.
gives a shit about cousins, man.
Yeah.
Especially us. But anyway, the point is, the dilly dallying is normally not my thing, though. Only a few shops.
We do dilly dally with that guy a lot.
Yeah, but that's because he's got a lot of cool different comics.
Sure.
See, that's what I mean. When there's a variety of things, you can dilly dally.
Yeah.
FYE, I dilly dally a lot there.
Yeah, you do.
Because, movies and junk. There's tons of junk. Reason to dilly dally. Over there in downtown, which is where this whole thing started, there's nothing to dilly. There's
Dude.
There's tons of junk,
Yeah.
but the operative word here is junk.
And every store, when it's open, every store has the same shit.
Yes, it's all rip-off Chinese shit, and they're all getting it from China.
Yes.
And it sucks. So now we're walking 10 million miles to get to another shop, right? And every shop we hit's like, please wear a mask when you come in. And this fool, I guess because he's got the shit lung and he's going to die of it, he's like, I don't need a fucking mask. And I'm like, clearly you need a mask to get in. And since we went in his vehicle, not mine, I didn't have the mask on me that I usually wear, which is, just a handkerchief. So he's like, oh man, all these places have masks. I was like, I told you. What do you think? Because you got a turd lung that they're gonna fucking let you in? You don't get a I'm dying pass. If anything, if you're dying, they're gonna be like, fuck you, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So anyway, we finally we finally get to this place that's like has a little outside display thing of masks, and I'm like, look, there's some masks there. Get one so you can actually go into a fucking place, get something because I want to feel like there was a reason we came here.
Yeah.
So anyway, he goes up to the guy and my friend that's dying. We're gonna call him the cat. That's what I call him, the cat. He's a white guy, okay?
Uh-huh.
He's like a super white guy, but he's one of those white guys that likes to flex his knowledge of the Spanish language.
Oh no!
Which, let me tell you,
Don't
is
do that.
fucking shitty.
Don't do that.
He doesn't know how to speak Spanish adequately.
Yeah.
So whenever he does it, it's cringe-inducing, dude. And he does it a lot with chicks too, like flirtatiously. And I'm like, this is the pits. So anyway, there's this Mexican guy's running the place, and I tell him, look, there's masks right there, and he there's no way you could not have seen the guy. He starts on top of that. He starts speaking in Spanish, going, well, where is he? Who do I ask? And I'm like, what is this song and dance that we're doing here? So I get pissed because, fuck this, right? And I'm like, he's right fucking there. Just ask him. So he starts to ask the guy in Spanish.
Is really low.
Dude, I was like, this is shit.
Yeah.
It's shit. I didn't want to be there.
At least just go to like Walmart or something. Why does it have to be downtown?
Yeah, it's pretty bad when Walmart's more interesting than that
Yeah.
place we were at. But So I tell him, just ask him. He's right there. And then he starts to ask the guy in Spanish, and I'm like, so I go, well, how much are the masks? Let's cut to the fucking chase.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, 2 for $5. Surprise! There was a huge sign over them that said that. And so I'm like, well, just get one. And he starts looking through them. They have designs on them. He's like, I want a design. And I'm like, oh, this shit. And I look, I want a design too, but this is fucking downtown, and they're selling knockoff crap. You're going to get garbage. It doesn't matter what the design is. And, of course, the guy only has 2 designs on display, and one of them was, oh, fuck, I forgot his name. Guy Fawkes, or rather the Guy Fawkes mask. On a black mask, and the other one was just like this vampire grin, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I don't like these, and so he starts to walk away. I'm like, why don't you ask him if he has other ones? And the guy's like, oh yeah, I got other ones. So he brings out like an assortment of masks, and the guy's like, all right, my friend's like, all right, let's see what you got. And look, spoiler, they're all grins. Just variant grins.
Grills.
But they're all grins. For some reason, he didn't want the one grin that he saw, but he ends up picking a grin. And let me tell you, the variance between them is minimal.
Yeah.
Like in one, the fang is like maybe like 1 centimeter longer than the other. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So this stupid fool is now walking around with a massive fang on his face. And I'm walking around with Guy Fawkes because I don't want to grin.
Damn, homie.
And we're walking in the fucking heat. I'm wearing all black with a stupid thing, sub-zeroing, only not. More like scorpioning across the fucking desert. Asphalt kicking my ass, etc., right? And it's all shit. So we pass a place that's like got some swords like on display because it's downtown. You got to have cheap swords somewhere, right?
Yeah, you do.
And he's like, oh, look, they got swords here. Let's go in here. So I'm like, this is going to be great. So I was, of course, being super sarcastic. But we walk in, man. And as we walk in, I realize, one, we're entering a strictly Chinese place. Like, this is run by Chinese people. And they have no interest in you, even though they want your money.
Yeah. So
this is bad. This is not a place where they care about treating you well. They're like, get something and leave, So we walk in and shit, and the second thing I notice is the name of the place. And I'm not going to say the name directly so as not to besmirch their awesome merchandise, but it was a toy place. So my radar goes off for 1 trillisecond because I am a toy collector, but then it immediately dies because I know it's going to all be shit. Chinese knockoff garbage, right? So we walk in, and sure enough, it's the pits of toy making, dude. These are the toys that like moms get their kids, thinking that kids are okay with any toy and that they're saving money by getting cheap shit. But really, the kids are gonna be like, this is a thing I'm gonna throw, or he's gonna be the bad guy. It's ass kicked by Batman every chance I get. So that's all there is, right? And the swords that he saw were just literally plastic swords that were in a scabbard that kind of passed as pseudo-realistic. And we're walking around, and I'm like, this is garbage, man. And then out of the blue, this dude ninjas in front of us. Like, I don't know how the fuck, but all of a sudden he was in front of us. This Chinese dude, like, ancient-looking dude, right? And he's saying something to the cat. And I can't understand him, and, he's speaking Chinese, basically what I'm getting at. I was going to make the voice, but, not a good idea.
Definitely not.
But the point is, he's speaking, and the cat's all confused, like, what the fuck's going on? And then all of a sudden, he's jabbing this thing into the cat's face. And then I realized that it's one of those thermometer things, the ones that you point in the direction of someone to give you a reading.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's reading our temperature. He's doing the little, are we sick check, right?
Yeah. Well, clearly he's sick.
Oh, yeah, obviously, dying, but the other kind of sick, So he does it, and then as he's doing the cat, I realize, damn, I'm a fat lard.
Oh, yeah.
I've been walking in the heat.
Yep.
105-degree weather.
Bald ass head. I'm wearing too much cloth on me. Literally, I should be naked. I'm going to maintain.
My organs are boiling inside of me. This is not gonna read well.
Yeah.
So the dude aims his little, shit at me, and it reads to his displeasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. So he does it right, and then he looks at it and goes, ooh, He does one of those, and I'm like, oh shit. And the cat looks at me, and he knows me. He knows me for years, so he knows that there's potential for disaster here, right? And anyway, the Chinese guy's looking at the readout. He's like, ugh. So he points it again, and he does one of them numbers right there. And the little readout comes out, and he looks at it and he goes, oh, no, oh, get up, and I'm like, ah, shit. So when he had read the cat, he had sprayed his hands afterwards, and he was like, oh, thank you, and sprayed his hands. And I didn't even get a fucking courtesy spray, man.
Damn, homie.
This motherfucker just was like, get the fuck out. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to explain, like I'm a fat lard. It's 1,000 degrees out there. And I'm like, I'm not feeling sick, I mean, there's asymptomatic people, but that literally means they have no symptoms, including fever. So why would that be the case? And I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm not sick. But whatever. At the same time, I'm like, why am I fighting this fight?
Let's just leave.
This fucking shop sucks my nuts. So I start walking away, right? And I'm like, let's just go, man. This place sucks. And he's like, yeah, okay. But then as we're walking away, then the guy starts spraying in my general direction.
What the hell?
So now I got a mist in my wake. And anyway, that was that. I under any other circumstances, I would have been like, what the fuck, homie? But, I get it.
Who cares? And also, who cares?
Yeah, also, mainly, who gives a shit about that shop? So anyway, we get out of that shop, and we're walking down endless fucking horizons and vistas of, perpetual desert. And I'm like, dude, can we just go back? I'm thinking, right? And he's like, oh, look, there's a boot shop over here. And I'm like thinking, why? You don't dress cowboy style.
What are you gonna do? Wear that?
Yeah, you're wearing
3 months you got to live.
Exactly. You got fucking shorts on. What the fuck is the point, right?
Yeah.
So we go on to this boot shop, and it's a Mexican rum boot shop, and like a good one. You know what I'm saying? This is literally the only place we stopped where there was good shit, and it's because it was like literally like handcrafted boots. And they look good, and it smelled good, so at the very least that, right? But of course, then there's the dilemma of we're in a shop where people put hard work into their material that they're selling, and we're not intending to buy shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not. Imagine me in boots. And the cat, what the fuck is he even doing here? But anyway, so we walk in, and, it doesn't take but a few seconds for the fucking shop owner to come out and greet us in Spanish, and he's like, hey, you guys need any help? A real courteous chap. And of course this moron breaks out his Spanish, and he's like, oh no, we're just looking around, man. Isn't it fun in here or whatever? Some shit like that. This crap gibberish translated to. And I was like, someone fucking shoot me right now. So anyway, dude, I was so fucking miserable. And then just we walked around for like a minute maybe, and then left. That's the worst, man.
Yeah.
That's the fucking worst. Now we talk about the Lesbos comic shop. There's a pressure in a comic shop like that or a shop in general like that, because they're so small, and they're run by people that depend on them selling the shit. With a Walmart, you don't give a fuck if you walk in there and walk the fuck out. At least I don't. What the fuck do I care if I bought anything? It's Walmart. They're going to survive, believe me. With a smaller place, there's kind of like this loyalty to the customer thing, or to the place, and vice versa. And I like to foster that. I don't like to burn bridges.
Unless you're Joe.
Unless I'm, the asshole Joe. I like to foster that and keep it good because, it's just a good thing to do. Now, granted, I'm never going to go back to this boot shop in my life. God knows why I was there to begin with. But this guy came out, had clearly been working on a boot of some sort. He's got his equipment in his hands. He's got leather shavings all over him.
There's no snakes in them boots.
Yeah, there's definitely some gators being, gutted somewhere. And he's like, hell yeah, I'm going to make a sale in the midst of this pandemic. And then the prices were good, so he was even being fair. And then this dumbass just rolls in and rolls out in a second for nothing. So I was super pissed. I was like, this is garbage. I hate this. I hate my life right now. So we're walking, again, just aimlessly in this void that is my life. And he's like, I wonder what's on that street. And I'm like, there's nothing, homie. It's all fucking closed. And he's like, you want to go home, huh? And I'm like, bitch, I've been wanting to go home since you came. What the fuck is this, man? There's literally nothing on the streets. Nothing. And even if there was, I'd be like, this sucks.
Damn, not even the freaking mummy shop?
The mummy shop would have been an exception. In case you don't know what we're talking about, there's a pawn shop in downtown. That's literally the only cool place to go because they sell all kinds of weird esoterica. That's the place where, if you've seen one of our past videos, I talked about I almost bought a mummy there. I was convinced not to buy it, and I regret that.
Yeah.
But the point is, that would have been the one spot. But I didn't see it in all our fucking walking. So maybe it's not there anymore. But the point is...
it's pretty far away from everything, so maybe...
Well, trust me, dude. We walked every inch of that shit. I was like, this sucks. Anyway, he's like, you want to go home, huh? I'm like, yes! And so we're walking back, and he's like, where are we? Because he parked in, fucking put the meter and shit. And I knew exactly where to the fucking, gradient level of the sea. I could tell you where we were, and he's like, damn, you're ready to go? Yes! I thought that was very amply clear from my fucking face, which was miserable. Anyway, fucking sucked, dude.
I feel like at the best of times, downtown's a place you don't want to be there.
Yeah, you don't want to fucking be there, dude.
3 seconds.
Dilly-dallying? What's another place you feel that I dilly-dally in? I just gotta know.
Well, the comic shops are definitely dilly-dally spots.
Yeah, but that's a mutual dilly-dally for the most part.
Nah, I feel like sometimes I'm like, alright, we can wrap this up.
I don't know where that pressure's coming from because I don't really ever have money, I'm just kind of there following you around.
Yeah.
So really, that's on you. I think it's your, ill disposition to, take the lead. Sometimes I'll be like, clearly you're in the lead. I'm just driving.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of, just there. And I'm like, what is this? Are you going to move or what the fuck? What is this?
Damn, homie.
Anyway.
I feel like there's places where I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to go here. And then you, go in and out. And I'm like, damn.
Example. Give me an example.
I feel like GameStop's always that.
Yeah, I agree. Because to me, GameStop is just, let me go see the figures. Oh, that's it. That's the only interesting thing to me.
Because you're not a Gameite.
Yeah. And even if I was, I wouldn't be that guy at GameStop. You know why? Because I wouldn't be the guy, I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying if I were to visit GameStop for games, I would be the guy that would be I waited 7 million years for this game to be cheap. And now there's a special edition with everything on it that costs 1 cent. I'm going to go in, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get the fuck out. And don't try to plus sell me. I don't give a fucking shit that Legend of Zelda, the toilet paper of Link is out. I don't give a crap if Kirby ate me. I don't give a shit. I'm in, I'm out. Boom.
Damn, Kirby gets a mean head.
The only time I remember dilly-dallying with video games is when I was trying to find specific ones when I had the classic Xbox that I loved so.
We used to dilly-dally back then because they had this big ass, it wasn't a bin, but it was let's just say it was a bin.
Yeah, it was a bin.
That was just messed up, there was no order to it.
Yeah.
So we would just kind of look through it, and it was back before you had access to internet to check reviews and shit.
Yeah.
But you didn't really?
No, when I bought games, it was strictly I had games in mind.
Yeah.
And something that involved looking for them.
Plus, back then they had, it was before the modern toy push that GameStop has.
They definitely didn't have games.
But
toys.
No, remember they did for a while. That's where you got one of the Conans.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
for a while, and then they used to have movies back then.
Yeah, that would make me dilly dally.
Yeah. So that
But
was
nowadays, you're right.
Now you go in and out.
I'm like, whatever. It's because I always assume that when I go with you, that you've already checked games, and your 1 million other visits to GameStop.
I don't even go that much anymore.
Yeah, there you go. See, the impression is also I don't really care about GameStop, other than for this specific.
I feel like I want to go against that because the push against GameStop I find retarded. This manufactured hate. It's a corporation. Everything's a corporation. Dickheads.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fuck that shit.
I actually really like our local GameStop because they're friendly to us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're kind of living in an age where just freaking order.
We're living in a Raider Nation. That classic audio CD.
Just order that shit online.
That I mean.
Yeah, Raider Nation, dude.
Anyway.
The FY is the biggest dilly dally spot.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit. I think that's a definite. We got a dilly dally spot. Other than that, pretty much no.
I remember when Walmart was a dilly dally spot, but now it's like I don't want to.
Well, that's more like a killing time spot, but the coronavirus just killed that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got all fucking off topic. Let's end this turd. Put a bullet in the brain. What do you think about this? What? I don't know. What the fuck was even the theme of this damn thing? Anyway, we're out.
Yep.
Hit like, subscribe, those notification buttons, and goodbye. You're supposed to stop it somewhere along the way, but I guess not.